Maya Angelou once said, "If you are always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be." For many, these words might just be another quote, but for those who strive to be champions, being normal just doesn't cut it. Muhammad Ali achieved greatness by going out of his comfort zone, running 6 miles a day and hitting the gym for 3 hours straight. Michael Jordan spent 4 hours every day on the basketball court, shooting hoops over and over again to perfect his technique. This is why they are some of the greatest, most influential people of all time. Now, being different and unique is a trait that many are scared to take on. It's complicated and uncomfortable, and it comes with a lot of change. However, in the early 2000s, Audi took on the challenge to make their mark in the car racing world as the greatest race car manufacturer of all time. And with this, the Audi R10 TDI was born. Despite being criticized and demeaned by the competition, Audi was adamant about doing something different, something unique, and something exemplary. Little did they know their pursuit of making a difference would completely change the racing world for years to come. The Le Mans 24-hour endurance race is one of the biggest car racing events of all time, and back in the 2000s era, it was as big as Formula One. Hundreds of automobile companies participated in the race, manufactured cars specifically designed to compete in Le Mans, and everybody wanted to be number one. In both 2004 and 2005, Audi had the winning car, which was the Audi R8. They could easily bring that car back in the next year again, but in 2006, Audi decided to do something that nobody had dared to do in the history of Le Mans. That is when the Audi R10 was revealed to the world. This beast, powered by a 5.5-liter V12 engine that pumped 650 horsepower, was just completely exceptional. Its shape was futuristic, its presence was mystical, and it looked like a winner's car. But these attributes weren't the most interesting part of the car. It actually hid a special secret within its engine that was going to shock the world. For several decades, the go-to fuel for race cars, or even regular cars, was petrol. It was efficient, it ignited quickly, and it helped the engine work more efficiently. On the other hand, diesel-powered engines were mainly used for massive hauling trucks, tractors, or other big vehicles. Nobody had ever thought of using diesel fuel for a race car engine. And they were right, until they actually weren't. The common concept was that since diesel did not provide instant power to the car, it wasn't suitable for racing, because speed, timing, and quick responses from the engine are essential in a race, and diesel did not give them that. Petrol, however, did. But Audi did not care. They knew that with their team of engineers, they could debunk this myth that diesel engines aren't as powerful as petrol engines. So, what did they do? They built a diesel engine, put it in their Audi R10, and brought it to the Le Mans racing in 2006. The car had 650 horsepower, and with nearly 1,100 Newton meters of torque, this car was one of a kind. Now at this point, Audi had already 5 Le Mans titles to their names. Their R8 series, which was powered by petrol engines, had dominated for 5 years. But still, they decided to think outside the box and go the extra mile, and prove that despite achieving greatness, they are still looking to improve because that is what champions do. However, nobody believed in the reigning champions after they made this move. Petrol cars had always dominated the Le Mans race, and there was a reason for that. They were lighter, more responsive, and they could be strategically mounted to help with weight distribution. It made sense why everybody thought that the Audi R10 would not be able to keep up with its competitors. But nothing was going to break Team Audi's spirit. Their vision from the beginning was to change the game with the R10. They focused on making the car as fast and durable as any other competitor. Since they had already proven the reliability of their diesel engines in standard cars, such as the Audi Q7 and Audi A6, they knew they could win at Le Mans with their new beastly creation. Giving birth to this engine was not an easy feat by any means. The biggest issue was that the weight and size of diesel engines were considerably larger than any petrol engine at the time. Moreover, they needed extremely high power and a fuel injection system that would aid in more efficient combustion of diesel. All of this required a legendary designer and engineer, and thankfully, Audi had Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich as the head of the Audi sport team. Dr. Wolfgang worked with a team of engineers and designer, Ulrich Baretsky, to come up with a game plan for the new R10 TDI engine, and finally, they had jotted down all the details. To tackle the weight and size issue, the team developed a specialized aluminum block for the engine. Moreover, they used a special design to shred down the size, allowing the engine to be fitted in the car with ease. The fuel injection system was also revolutionary, as they used a Bosch common rail system that could pump fuel up to 23,000 psi, enabling efficient combustion. But the power was still in question, right? Like, how could they increase the engine power? The answer to this question was hidden behind not one, but two turbochargers. The engine was fitted with twin turbochargers that gave it an insane boost, and just like that, the Audi's most innovative beast, the Audi R10 TDI, was ready to race. After 10,000 miles on the engine dyno, the numbers came out: 650 horsepower and 1100 newton meters of torque. This was officially the fastest diesel engine in the world at the time. But the impressive numbers did not end here. Almost 80% of the torque came in at just 2,000 RPM and went up to 6,500 RPM. This, guys, was like completely unheard of because petrol engines at the time revved up to 12,000 RPM. But with Audi's new engine, the R10 could cut through tight corners without losing a mile of speed. The engine was ready. A lightweight chassis was made in collaboration with Dallara, and the only thing left was to pick a team that could handle this beast on the track. Frank Biella, Emanuele Piero, and Marco Werner took on the challenge to drive this monster at Le Mans 2006. With 5 Le Mans champions, Formula 1 experience, and years of race car driving among the trio, it was just a matter of time before they got down to business. Audi also prepared a second team consisting of Dindo Capello, Alan McNish, and Tom Christensen, the guy who is known only as Mr. Le Mans for 9 victories at the race. They were also driving a second Audi R10, and with that, the dream team for Audi at Le Mans P1 race of 2006 was ready. Although Audi's car was beyond impressive, the competition wasn't far behind. Pescarolo Sport, Audi's direct competition, had also spent their time coming up with their own version of a revolutionary race car, and it was purely amazing. The Pescarolo C60 Hybrid came equipped with a 5.0 liter V10 engine and pushed out 630 horsepower. The competition was going to be fierce, and whether Audi liked it or not, this race could go either way. Finally, the day had come. On June 17, 2006, the drivers took off. Leading the pack was Tom Christensen in the Audi R10, and in the first 16 laps, it became clear that Audi's TDI engine was completely remarkable. Christensen completed 16 laps on a single fuel load, thanks to the excellent fuel economy that diesel provided. He clocked the fastest lap, and along with that, he became the first racer in history to complete 16 laps without refueling. This was as much of a win for Audi as it was for Tom. After all, the car did enable him to make this record. But this isn't where record-making stops. Audi completed a total of 380 laps in the 24-hour race, setting a new distance record. The 650 horsepower diesel engine was considerably quieter than the petrol engines, leaving everyone from spectators to competitors in awe. But like all things in life, the car wasn't perfect. During the race, it had a gearbox malfunction, and this wasted crucial time. However, Audi's magical team of mechanics replaced and refitted the gearbox in a few minutes, and the car was set to get back on track again. After 24 hours of enduring the extremely tough race, cutting tough corners, overtaking petrol competitors, and pushing the new diesel engine to its limits, the Audi R10 driven by Tom Christensen, Dindo Capello, and Alan McNish made history. It secured the 3rd position on the podium, and the rest is history. For the first time, diesel had surpassed petrol, and Audi had successfully demonstrated what they aimed to achieve with the R10. This victory had a massive impact on the Le Mans racing world. Everybody wanted to get their cars fitted with diesel engines. Manufacturers planned for years to defeat Audi's TDI engines. As the saying goes, the winner takes it all, and Audi has taken it all with their R10 TDI. Audi's determination to be different is evidence that the difference between a champion and a winner is that winners focus on the prize, while champions focus on being revolutionaries. Thank you guys so much for watching.